This is Lorenzo from Unicorn Riot. We're in Upper Minnesota. Right behind me is a clear cut where 3 Enbridge pipelines go through underneath the ground here. And you can see the trees on the other side that grow, but they keep this cleared for the pipelines. Announcements are they're trying to put another pipeline through northern Minnesota to replace an old one that's under the ground here, but also they're going to build some new pipe. We went to where construction has already begun in Wisconsin to talk to a local about why they were resisting Enbridge's Line 3.
My name is Stuart Perkins. I'm from the Red Lake Band of Ojibwe. This pipeline is going through our hunting grounds. You know, this is what we have left. This is what the government has given us, this little piece, and that's what's at stake. You know, it's our culture, it's our language. Everything is at stake when it comes to, you know, the water. The threat is Line 3. It's part of the tar sands project from Saskatchewan, and it's one of the 3 pipes part of this project. But Line 3 is going through our wetlands.
Stu invited us to the Makwa initiative, where Jim Northrup of the Fon du Lac Band of Ojibwe was teaching water protectors how to put up a teepee.
We got Winona Leduc sent her teepee over for us to use it, so we're going to set it up.
Right on. You all
try
gonna
and be careful and try and do it in a respectful manner, you know. Try to make it look good. We got to teach all these things to our children and our grandchildren. How to fix our rice, how to make our maple syrup, which plants are food, which ones are medicine. You know, these are the things that we need to, you know, continue on with on our children and our grandchildren.
Helping them build this teepee and all for the future.
I guess you helped build the teepee. Like, what's that like to be part of everyone here working?
You know, it's kind of cool because like you get to be a part of all the fun and like the building of the tribe.
Yeah, and it's kind of cool to be with the tribe building a teepee.
Thank you.
That's why we're doing all this, you know, for the water, that their grandchildren will have water, you know. So, and if you look when we put this teepee up, there'll be all about the water. It's really a beautiful teepee, and it is an honor to put this teepee up. And all the care and love and thought, all the places it's been, and the ceremonies that's been inside it, you know. So we're just one more place, one more time to put something positive, you know.
Jim took us to meet another member of the Fon du Lac Band who'd been harvesting wild rice for over 30 years to learn more about what was at stake.
Charles Naganem from Sawyer. Yeah.
Another pipeline coming through this area, and I guess I don't know, how do you feel about, you know, Enbridge trying to put another tar sands pipeline through?
I don't think it's a good idea. They should find another way. I guess they don't really care about the ecosystem that much. If they're gonna, you know, put it's like a almost like kind of like an eco-terroristic kind of assault, you know, you could say.
That like if the pipeline were to break and it killed the water with it and killed the rice, like what is that? How?
We're dead. We're gonna die then. We ain't gonna live long. I mean, it's one of sacred gifts is wild rice. You know, for us to live, you know, survive the hard winters, you know. Because when you say rice, you're not just saying just rice by itself. You look at what's all around that rice. There's all these animals, all these insects, you know, all this beauty. Because if they're not there, the rice isn't going to be there. So think of it. If the rice is gone, all those other things would be gone too. So when you say rice, that means a lot more than just, you know, a little grain, you know, that you're going to eat. You know, if the rice gets affected by something, like sulfide or one of those pollutants, and sets the rice back, then all those things leave. So that's how you can tell if it's healthy, you know, if it's right. Yeah, because there's rice there. Hey Tara, here's your rice. Here's your rice. There's a little bit of protein, but not much.
Wow, that's awesome. My name's Tara Benjamin. I'm from McGregor, Minnesota, East Lake.
And this is your first time ricing?
No, but it's the first time that I'm going to harvest it and then finish the whole process. I'd like to learn it, so. And
how does that feel to I guess, I'm watching you learn it. Like, how's that?
It's awesome because my dad was a really good ricer and he's not with us anymore. And it just makes me feel good that I'm able to learn that.
And then, like, what are your plans for the rice when you're done? Like, is it?
I'm going to keep it. Like, I've worked hard for that rice. It's hard work out there. So yeah, I'm gonna keep it.
So what would you say about people who who are against the Dakota Access Pipeline, who are now sort of coming to the area and I guess making their presence known that they're not just going to let a pipeline go through?
Basically, as human beings, I think that what they're doing is good because it's for all human beings, and I think it's only right. And if them people want to stick up for us that way, hey, more power to them. I try to help however I can. If you're going to talk about rice, make sure you got some with you. It means a lot. It's a spirit. It's hard to believe that's a spirit, but it is. And the whole thing that it embodies, not just this, but what we talked about earlier. See what I mean? You understand? Yeah, it's not just a plant that grows in the water.
Buju, Anin, Indigenous-led, Quanaquet, Jim Northrop, Jaganashimon, Makwa, Nindudem. That's a place where we live. It's called Gawaiba Iganing. It's a Big Dipper. So here, this is where we live right here. And there's a lot of water, a lot of rice lakes. Even when they tried to set this reservation up, they tried to set it way up another 20, 30 miles out of the way. And they said, no, this is our rice lakes right here. So they made sure that it was that way. Way back, there was a chief, and he had a vision that our people are going to travel till we find the food that grows on the water. And for years and years, like even just to go around Lake Superior, to split and go around, like 100 years, just living and moving. Mm-hmm. So when we got here, we knew what we were looking for, and here it was. It's like, this is the only place on earth that this wild rice grows. And then every lake has a different DNA, like for the rice on it. So once it's gone, you can't get it back. You can't just go get some from over here, because each one is alive, its own, its own. It's like its own, yeah. It's like a living here for years and years and just waiting. That's its sole purpose, to help the people, be here for the people. Mm-hmm. So then now it's time for us to stand up and protect. We only have one chance. If that breaks, this water, it moves in all directions. So that oil's going to go in all directions around here. So it's all about this manoomin. Really, all the Ojibways, they kind of understand that, these are the places that need to be taken care of.
Like these new pipelines that are coming through, you have like Line 3, they're trying to put it through. Like that's like also a direct threat. The pipelines here, but the new ones are opposite. Yeah.
The new one's just right on the other side of the highway, by them trying to get around the reservation, and due to complications. Before, when they could get away with it, they would just pull a wool over their eyes, But now Native people are educated in all different levels, So that's the way it is now. So here in Nagachi Winong, we have some water protectors that came in, and I was real happy about it. And I go over there and help them along, whatever it is. If they want to make a waganogan, bent-shaped dwelling, put some covers on it, and make a home, make a lodge. It was that's Ojibwe people use those lodges. Myself, every water protector I see, I'd say thank you to them. I try to go find something good and give that to them, because I know what they did. They're sacrificing their time, their efforts, everything they got to come over here and stand up. They're doing what's right. And then they're sacrificing all that. They left their homes. Some of them even sold their homes to come fight, for this water, for Lakota people, Ojibways, all different tribes all the way across this whole United States. They're all standing up. So every time I see a water protector, I want to do something for them. And then all these treaties, that's what it seems like some people, they got it, got it a little bit funny, that the Indians, we were the ones that had the land, had everything. So it wasn't like we were asking them for something. These were things that were, we trusted them. We trusted them.
Yeah, Hey everyone, this is Lawrence with the Unicorn Riot. We are heading towards, from here in an action against Line 3. It's definitely the middle of the night, middle of the morning. I don't know what it is, but it is dark. People are going out to the pipeline construction site early to just let them know that they don't want this pipeline going in, and that's where we're heading right now. We're going to see what happens. You're looking at a lockdown that's happened. There's a flipped over vehicle. You see no Line 3. Someone's locked down into that vehicle. Behind them is where Line 3 is being constructed right now in Wisconsin to bring tar sands through Minnesota into Wisconsin to a refinery. It's right down the road. Right now, permits have been approved only in Wisconsin to a 16-mile stretch from the Minnesota border where they're building already this pipeline. In Minnesota, they have not approved the permits yet, but they are still at least building here in Wisconsin, as you see right now where this lockdown is happening, and they're building in Canada. So from both sides of the state, they're building towards Minnesota as they wait for permits to be approved. And what we're seeing is we've come down and the people are already sort of gathering to put a stop to this pipeline, put at least their bodies on the line, as you see right now, saying that they're not going to wait to see if the permit gets approved in Minnesota. They're going to make sure that resistance begins before that, to let Enbridge know that if they do try to build in Minnesota, this is what they're going to be seeing. So right now we have, like I said, a lockdown right here. I don't know if you want to say anything about why you're doing this.
We've basically run out of time. Storms are really bad. The carbon in the atmosphere is causing it. We know this. We need to start reversing it. We need to start fixing things here at home. The kids are going to suffer for our mistakes.
This is Lawrence with Unicorn Riot. I just wanted to say thank you for everyone joining us to learn more about the Line 3 resistance going on here in northern Minnesota. And thank you to everyone who took us out to the lakes to learn more about the manoomin and also showed us how to process it in their homes. I want to say a big thank you for taking us in to the local Ojibwe here who took that time to talk with us and allowed us to bring this out to you. And also we were able to witness people taking direct action to stop a pipeline that threatens that way of life. And we saw lock down a car in the pathway of the machines. And we also saw people who are trying to live in a traditional fashion on together in a space, building traditional like teepees and wigwams and other traditional structures. And so a big thank you for everyone who took the time to sit with us, and I hope you enjoyed coming with us to see what's going on here in northern Minnesota.